So today, what we're really going to talk about is the importance of therapy for Black women. There is a stigma that exists in our community and what we need to do about it, and then to provide others with tips and strategies and resources that will help, whether it's therapy, whether it's meditation, whether it's painting, whether it's working out, because I like to work out and that sort of helps me out. But that's what we have Jacci for. We're going to have this discussion, and she's going to discuss with me great ways for us to tackle the topic of mental health services for women of color. Let us dive in.
Okay.
We want to talk about, firstly, the stigma that exists in the Black community surrounding mental health issues and therapy. I know just in general, my experiences have been when I was growing up that we don't need to tell other people our business.
Yeah, girl, don't put your business in the street.
Don't put your business in the street. What goes on in this house stays in this house.
Exactly.
And don't you go outside and tell anything. If the sky is purple in your house, you say it's blue when you get outside.
Exactly.
Otherwise, it's punishable. It's you get in trouble for saying something that could be so simple as, you know, somebody's depressed and don't want to get out of bed. And so that has been passed down from generations. It's not even really spoken. It's just the behaviors. And so what are some of the stigmas and reasons?
Well, that's cultural, but it's protective. You know, it was intended for us to be able to make sure that nobody has any kind of entree into you or your house or your being. You know, so it was a way to shelter yourself, to put armor up, to be able to hold everything at bay. Now there's a real cost to that.
Yes.
Because what it does is it requires a stoicism. It requires you to hold it in. And, you know, so many Black women, if you look at our pictures, what are we doing? We're holding our lip. We're holding it in, right? Yeah. So we're told to do that, but it's at great, great cost to us. Our understanding that, and the issue is, it's not just you. It is us. It culturally, it's kind of what can I say? A legacy of the strong Black women. You know, we're strong Black women, and you know, that's not exactly good.
Right. It has come to our detriment.
We wound ourselves and each other by trying to hold up to that standard, and it's a burden that's very, very difficult. And so in my work, I really try to break, first of all, provide a safe enough space so that women feel like they can peel off those layers a little bit and show themselves. But we don't have the skills to be able to truly wade into all of our feelings either. So that's where therapy comes in. That's why we need help with that.
So what are some of the signs and symptoms of anxiety or starting to have depression, or what other, I don't want to get into exact diagnosis, other mental health issues that people should be aware of that they wouldn't normally think? What are some other signs and symptoms that people may display?
Yeah, headaches and blurred vision, shortness of breath. You know, because so often to try to hold it in, you hold your breath.
Wow.
You know,
shortness of breath.
Yeah, shortness of breath is really there. Digestive upset is a real big thing, where you know you're gassy, or you might have diarrhea or constipation. It could be, you know,
the opposite.
At either extreme. Yeah, but gastric upset is a real big one. how your eating habits, emotional eating
Okay.
is a real big thing. So that, comfort foods, whether or not it's potato, a lot of times it's starches. So, potato,
Oreo cookies. I'll just say
yeah,
that.
yeah, it could be, salty, crunchy, it could be sweet. Even if you're eating the same things, just either eating more or not eating at all.
Okay.
So watching those kinds of things are signals.
What are some of the strategies? Like I said, I exercise. I don't know, I've just been a gym buff since 20 years ago, started
Yeah.
in college. And it's just, I like being able to push my body to its maximum it helps me feel better, and all those good endorphins and
Exactly.
hormones that are from that. And I also like to listen to music.
That's good. But now let's go back to the exercise piece, because not every sister is a gym rat kind.
Very true, very true.
I happen to be as well. But the issue is, we put roadblocks in front of ourselves around exercise. Oh, I don't want to sweat out my hair.
Okay.
Yeah, even though, both of us, we have very short hair, but it's there are, swimming is another thing, but there's so many things that we say to ourselves, well, I can't do that. Walking, please, just walking is something that in and of itself, the rhythm of taking a stride, and you don't have to be power walking.
Right.
You can really just leisurely be walking, but the rhythm of your walking can kind of calm you down, help you to breathe, right? Which is a really important thing. Meditation,
Okay.
yoga, you don't have to do these kinds of activities to be able to center yourself. Sometimes just meditation and breathe.
Okay. So when you say that, now let's get into this in our community.
Okay.
Women who we're very faith-based in our community.
Yes.
And oftentimes when you say meditate,
yeah,
or yoga, some who are extremely devout take that as you're practicing some form of alternative religion or something, or they view it as bad. So, meditation is breathing. You don't have to chant.
You don't have to chant and do all sorts of, you don't have to grab on crystals. You don't have to do any of that. When I say meditation, I mean tune into your body. And the way that you can do that is through your breath. Really, be still. Even the scriptures talk about being still, right? And let the Spirit take you where you need to go. So even, it doesn't matter what your religious affiliation is. If you believe, if you don't believe, we all have a body. That's our temple.
Right.
So let's crawl into the temple, slow down, be still, and breathe. You have to give yourself permission to do this, because most women, while they're in treatment, they're still having to take care of other people. They're worried about, well, am I going to be able to pay this bill? And there's so many things that can pull you away from giving yourself permission to take the time for yourself. But you have to do that, because if you're not right, nobody else can be right. You can't give your best to someone else if you're not at your best. But be kind to yourself. Don't say, well, I should be able to do this, or no, accept yourself where you are at this moment. and recognize that where you were at the beginning of the day might not be where you are now. And so you have to calibrate throughout the day to make sure that you're being kind to yourself and not pushing yourself, because you don't have the same kind of physical, emotional, mental, spiritual resilience. You're being beat down by this treatment. You're being beaten down by what you're seeing on the news. You're being beaten down by so much that it's hard to, say, okay, enough. We're going to stop right there. I'm going to take my 5 minutes, my 10 minutes, my half hour. And don't talk to me. Just don't talk to me.
What would let someone know if while they're practicing self-care, maybe it's not taking care of the issue? What would be some signals to know that maybe I should seek professional help?
It is natural to feel down, but to be laid flat and not be able to move out of your bed, or not being able to engage with your daily life activities. That's where it's kind of like, I better check on this. I need help. I need help. And it's so difficult for us to even acknowledge we need help.
Yes.
Because most Black women, when we think of therapy, it's kind of like, white folks talk about their feelings. We don't talk about our feelings.
We just get stuff done.
Yeah, exactly. That's white folks stuff.
What would be, for those who may not be in groups or forums or not feel comfortable, what would be a way for someone to check? Do you just search on Yelp? It's not like you're looking at the rating of a restaurant.
No. But there's a site called Therapy for Black Girls.
Oh, Therapy for Black Girls.
Therapy for Black Girls. And
take notes while you're talking. Keep
talking. Because there's a registry of Black female therapists nationwide. Oh yeah. And so even just not Yelp, but because who knows who's writing those?
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. You can't. It's not like a restaurant.
Yeah.
Deal. You kind of sort of.
Yeah. There's also the Association of Black Social Workers, Association of Black Therapists, Association, the professional associations also. The American Psychological Association has a whole section dedicated to therapists of color, which is a registry, right? So, and what's good about that is with all of these, there are reviews, and there's peer reviews also, right? So and what's really great is many of these therapists take insurance.
Right.
If they don't take insurance, many of them do sliding scale. Fear can either shut you down, or it can open you up. And what I mean by that in a positive way is that if you're afraid of the future, or have fear from things in the past, what you can do is center on the present. What can you do in this moment to open up the parts of me that's shutting down, right? Because in the present, this is the only place where you truly live. So live in the present. That's where you reclaim your hope, because by attending to yourself and making causes in the present, that's what's going to make you strong enough to be able to face whatever eventuality happens in the future.
Down the road.
Right. Well, I said it earlier, but I want to restate it, that it truly is okay to say you're not okay and to seek help. It is not a sign of weakness to seek help. It's a sign of strength.
I'm gonna have to put that on a sticky.
Okay.
So this video myself, I need to put it on a sticky, that it is not a sign of weakness to realize and to seek help. That is definitely something that I need to remember all of the time, and probably visually looking at it is the only thing that is going to stick in my brain.
Exactly.
I appreciate all your words. Good. Thank you for having this important discussion with me today and sharing your helpful strategies and resources. Remember, LBBC has a helpline at lbbc.org where you can be matched with someone who has similar diagnosis. And please check our closed Facebook groups for support. The breast cancer support, all ages, all stages, and breast cancer support for young women. Right. Thank you again for being here. And remember, we will get through this together. Stay safe, and we will talk with you again.
Wonderful. Thanks.